People always ask me why I chose Islam, but Allah chose me. He chose to guide me, to show me knowledge which I didn't even know of, and change my heart. Allah guides whom He wills to Islam. Don't compare your journey with anyone else because Allah has a different plan for each Muslim and non-Muslim. The most powerful moment on my journey came in the days leading up to my Shahada. There was a series of dreams I had in the 3 nights before my Shahada. The first dream, I was out in the desert at Fajr time alone reciting Quran in Arabic. When I finished reciting the whole Quran, I closed it and looked up, and I was not alone anymore. There were a few Bedouins sitting in front of me and they had been listening. They asked me to start over from the beginning and recite again. So I opened the Quran and started again, never looking up until I had finished the last page. Then when I looked up, there was now 100 Bedouins instead of a few. Again they asked me to recite Quran, and again this happened until I looked up and there were thousands upon thousands sitting there as far as the eye could see. This was my first Islamic dream as a non-Muslim, and it was so powerful because I was reciting Quran in Arabic and I was understanding it in the dream. The second dream, the next night, I was back in the same place in the desert and I was reciting Quran alone when 2 men on horses came and told me that they had to take me to the top of the mountain nearby. I was trying to ask them who they were and where did they come from and why did they need me, but before I could finish asking, they pulled me onto one of their horses and started riding towards a big mountain. Once we were on top of the mountain, I asked them to explain what was happening, and they said that there was a small village at the bottom of the mountain. All the men had died and there was no one left to call adhan, and it was almost Fajr time. I told them I was not a Muslim and I can't make the adhan and that they would need to do it because they are Muslims. They told me they were Christians and that I was a Muslim, so I would have to do it. I told them, but women are not permitted to make adhan, and they said, see, you know the laws of Allah and you want to follow them, so you are a Muslim. So I made the choice to make the adhan in my dream, even though I had never seen it before and I knew it was not permitted, but I was fearful of the village missing their prayer because of me. When I went down to the village after making adhan, I saw all the sheikhs and Muslim men there, and I told them I had heard they were all dead and that is why I had to make adhan, and they told me it was a test from Allah, and then I woke up. The third dream the following night was not too much of a good dream, but it still has Islamic meanings that ended up coming to fruition after entering Islam. Subhanallah. Imagine these dreams before even entering Islam, knowing and understanding Islamic laws when I hadn't even learned them yet. So, which of the favors of your Lord would you deny? People always ask me why I chose Islam, but Allah chose me. He chose to guide me, to show me knowledge which I didn't even know of, and change my heart. Many people hear about Islam or hear the words of the Quran and still choose not to believe. I could have been the same way, but Allah didn't allow me to deny the message of Islam, and that is the most profound mercy anyone could ever receive. My advice to any new Muslim or non-Muslim who is learning about Islam, please understand 3 things: the mercy in which only Islam gives, the scientific facts and logic that is rooted into Islamic history. Allah guides whom He wills to Islam. Don't compare your journey with anyone else because Allah has a different plan for each Muslim and non-Muslim. Understand that not everyone will be guided to Islam, and if you are, then let that be the biggest thing you're thankful for Allah until your last day, and trust in Allah for everything else. I will leave you with this last thought. Many reverts in Islam feel jealous or envious of the Muslims who were raised Muslim, and I understand that because they grew up learning Arabic and the Quran and how to pray and grew up in Islam. Islamic communities. Whereas we as reverts have to learn all of that ourselves much later in life. However, I want reverts to understand that many of us are actually blessed with the experience of being part of a religion other than Islam, which gives us a great advantage to bring others to Islam. It makes us more relatable with the non-Muslims because we understand their religion and because we were a part of it and we understand what people feel looking at Islam from an outside perspective. So, my brothers and sisters in Islam, please don't feel envious. Rather, feel thankful and blessed that you left the wrong path and found the right one.
وتقدست أسماؤه وتعالى وأكون